Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, BlakeChaos, and today we are looking at some Detroit Lions potential free agent moves we should be making here this off season. We're going to get right into it, but before we do, guys, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel if you aren't. Like this video, comment below. Who do you think the Detroit Lions should look at picking up in free agency? What key positions do you think we need to improve upon in order to get to the Super Bowl next year? Let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. All right, guys. The first thing I want to get into is this article that Heavy.com put out, um, basically talking about proposed trade, uh, tagged a trade deal with Brian Burns from the Carolina Panthers. It says the Detroit Lions will likely need to add a pass rusher to next year's roster to win a championship. The Lions should consider all possibilities in adding an edge rusher that includes a potential unusual trade with the Carolina Panthers for Brian Burns. Brian Burns is a stud. He is a beast player. I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think Brad Holmes will do it because this will basically involve giving up the 29th pick in this year's draft. As we go on here, Adam Schefter reported on November 4th that the Panthers turned down trade offers for Burns, but if Carolina began entertaining offers now, Berman proposed the Lions send their number 29 overall pick for Burns. Burns has been in the league for a while. He's a proven. I mean, he's definitely a beast and would bring a lot to this defensive line for the Detroit Lions. But giving up a 29th pick for a 5-year in player, I think, is risky, especially looking at how Brad Holmes has drafted these past 3 drafts. I mean, he's an absolute mastermind in getting good talent out of the college level players, knowing what he wants, knowing what the team and the organization need to build upon, and the key parts that they need to continue to get better each year. Where if you look at the track record since Brad Holmes took over as GM, brought in Dan Campbell, Jared Goff, all of that, every year they keep getting better and better. They're keeping a lot of their core pieces throughout the offseason. We're just about to get into free agency. And we got the draft coming up and there's a lot of things happening, but we're set in terms of our core players. We don't have to spend a lot of money to keep talent because we have a lot of people on rookie contracts, which is something that really is going to work out for Detroit's favor here in the next 4 or 5 years. Let's keep on with this article. The Lions are armed with ample cap space, and their late first-round pick would be easy to part with if it meant getting Burns. In terms of giving up that first-round pick for an edge rusher in a trade scenario, maybe it'd be him or no one. Now, there's a lot of interesting free agents in the market this offseason that I want to get into that I think would be better for the Detroit Lions in this particular situation, so they wouldn't have to give up a 29th overall pick, a first round pick, which they can obviously show that they can draft a stud, and they can keep him on a rookie contract and develop him to become a boss type player. So I got a few options in mind I want to look at that would be better, in my opinion, than this. All right. A individual heading into free agency that if I had Brad Holmes' number, I'd hit him up. I'd be like, yo, let's invest in this dude, would be Danielle Hunter of the Minnesota Vikings. 6'5", 263 pounds, massive hand size. At a LSU, this dude is just an absolute beast. He's been wreaking havoc on the Lions for the past couple of years. He's been in Minnesota. Let's look at his career stats here. Been in since 2015. This past season, played every game. Let's see, where's his sacks at? He had 16 and a half sacks last year, 10 and a half the year before that. In 2021, he was injured, only played in 7 games, had 6 sacks. But if you look at his production every single year since he's been in the league, with the exception of his rookie year and then his junior year and the year he was injured, he's had over 10 sacks each year. I think this is something that Detroit really, 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 really should go after. more so than the Brian Burns situation. I think that doesn't make sense with the uh, cap hit that Detroit has, and the pick they'd have to give up for Brian Burns. But Danielle Hunter's a free agent. We can just get him on cash. We don't got to give up a pick. That would really, really shore up that defense to attack the run, shore up the run, and also uh, get pressure on the quarterback and allow that secondary to make plays and become a better unit, which we saw that they can do as the postseason push happened for Detroit this year. This is something that would really, really set the Detroit Lions community on fire if we got this. We're already revved up and ready to go for this upcoming season, and this is just something that would take us from here and put us over the top. So those are my thoughts on this, guys. I'm real curious to know what your thoughts are. Let me know in the comments below. Stay tuned for more Lions content and other sports related content coming up soon, guys. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and we'll see you for the next one.